That's 2022 over. Another year, fishing on the stones, fishing abroad, capturing our beautiful little island for what it is. And this year, to be honest, has been truly amazing. I've fished hard, I've caught fish that I wanted, maybe not caught the biggest fish, but who cares? Fishing isn't about, for me, catching big fish. It's about action, smiling, and enjoying these times with my good friends. Some of my standout moments of the year have obviously been catching a stingray off a kayak, numerous bass in numerous locations, white bream in Gibraltar, a pike in France. They're some of my standout times. But altogether, my fishing journey has been epic, enjoyable, amazing. So many different names and so many different words I could use. But this video is just about bringing you all of those moments in one. Cast yourself back to the start of the year. January always produces an incredible sunrise. I made it my thing to get up on numerous mornings to try and catch one of the first and best sunrises of the year. And on one particular morning, I got up at the crack of dawn. I drove southeast towards a local harbour of the Rock, and I was just simply amazed by what I seen. An incredible sunrise. Something that I'd never actually done before and thought about really doing was going for a forage. I decided to head out one afternoon with a good mate Ben in search for some ormers and lobsters. We found a few, nothing too big, but it was a great fun just scouting around some of the beaches in front of my house, which I had actually moved to not long ago. Little did I know that one of my best bass of the season was going to shortly come up. A bass that caught me by surprise. I was fishing around our local harbour, just off the stones, actually fishing for wrasse because it was dead, and hooked into a lovely fish. This fish, probably one of my favourites of the season, just because of the sunset in the background, and actually just the footage was just incredible.
So here we have a bronze giant. This is what we call the Pollock. It is beautiful and smooth. I love to just rub my hands along it, feel those fins just flap down and then pop back up.
First fish of the day, only a small wrasse, but he's taken on the, he's actually dripping juice all over me, but taking that lure straight on the drop. Oh mate, I didn't think we were going to get one like that big today.
Again.
Let's drift over that again. Lovely fat, he's going to go on the dinner plate. Mum's going to love me.
As you've probably seen from those last clips, enjoying fishing with friends and just having a great general laugh whilst either on the boat or on the rocks makes fishing that much better for me. That pollock was one of the best pollocks I've ever caught on the rocks or off the boat. Catching that in minimal water on one of the outer reefs in the winter. The next three fish were really special to me. One being my first ever cod whilst working in Copenhagen on the lure and not bait. The second, a pike caught in Wren whilst there on a small trip with my partner and her father. And the next one, the stingray, whilst out fishing for gilthead bream on my kayak with my good friend Dan. This stinger just nailed me, jumped out the water like 5 foot, came crashing down. Fergie didn't actually see it, he thought it was a huge smooth hound, and I'm playing this on a 10 to 40 gram spinning rod. It was just madness. Great fun. We landed it. We weren't going to hold it up for safety, and you know, it would have been just stupid to pick that fish up offload on the kayak. But hey ho, a great and magical moment in my fishing life. Something that I'll probably never get to witness, and something that will probably never happen again. But hey. you could probably see from the last video, the shorts had come out. The water was warming up, the weather was warming up. This gave me a really good chance of going out and getting a nice early season bass, in which I did. Me and my friend Ben out fishing some of the rocky coves very close to home, fishing with a new coloured lure that I said to myself at the start of the year that I would use, lemon meringue or lemon back, and this lure at that time was a sun slicker. Now we were fishing small gullies on a sandy beach and this thing absolutely crunched me coming through a sandy gully. A fish that kind of jet repelled my bass fishing love and mojo for the rest of the year, because going up to that point I'd not really caught that many. We then started to get the kayaks out more and more. I went out for a few solo sessions out in front of Echo Tower, nailing a few bass on the YKR sand eel, another lure that has really done well for me this year, especially in the white and green colours. We went on to catch more fish in and around the gullies, in the gutters, over the oyster beds, just loads of great times out on the kayak. Me and the boys just having a great laugh, sun setting after work, nothing really beats it. In the next clip coming up, you'll see someone in a kayak fishing in a gutter which is filling in with the tide coming in. This is the closest that I've come to catching someone actually nailing a bass off the top with the drone. Just out of sight and just out of reach. I come into the gully overhead with the drone a little bit too late. In the following weeks, after I shot this clip, I tried to use the drone as much as possible, especially being out with friends in the gutters. What I didn't know though, that something that I'd never tried before was just about to happen. Spearfishing. Some really close friends of mine have been spearfishing for a few years. They love it. Being underwater is just something totally different to being above the water. I know it sounds so stupid, but trust me, being underneath the water, seeing what fish do whilst in the weed, while the tide comes up, while the tide goes out, brought a different dimension to my fishing, and something that I've really enjoyed this year, getting out, getting into the water, even just paddling around or snorkeling. But spearfishing has just been something that I've really enjoyed, and it's something that I'm going to take into my next few years of fishing. After months of being out on the water in the yak, spearfishing, just chasing dreams, all I could think about was just spearing a big gillhead or a better bass for the dinner table or a summer barbecue. The months kind of just drifted away. We were reaching the back end of the year and my attentions turned to squid fishing, bass fishing, but also a trip where I was heading actually down to Gibraltar and to Spain with my partner and the family, and I really wanted to nail a white bream. Luckily, knowing Mick Ward for Mr. Fish, he put me on to one of his friends and we got out on his boat, targeting some bass and anything else from his boat. Luckily, I got the white bream that I was looking for, and we also had grouper and other small fish like mackerel on small spinners LRF style. A great day spent out on the water. I also visited Cyprus, where I was there for a wedding. The fishing wasn't as good as I wished for, but the snorkeling and diving was incredible. When we got back to Jersey, squid were on the menu. I always love to fill my freezer up, coming into the end of the season, whilst fishing for bass when I can. When the nights draw in, and the winter hours come in, I can only really fish in the light at the weekend, meaning at night, I just target squid. And that's what I've done, getting out, catching so many, and filling the freezer up.